Greetings, welcome back to another records unboxing. This one is from imusic Denmark, box full of brand new records, bundled again to save on costs with me and my right hand man Danny in record collecting here, buying. Yeah, so it's a big one, but yeah, let's start off by addressing the elephant in the room. This is how it came, and oh, sorry, just not used to moving around so much for this big package. But look, very damaged, as you can see there on this side. We've got some holes down there. You can see it's buckled, like it's been squished. You can see that down the bottom there. So this is freaking terrible. I'm actually quite anxious, honestly, about opening this one, especially when we waited over 2 months for its arrival, because a couple of LPs were on, back order, such. So trying to get them in, and then one fell through, and we've been waiting. So yeah, look, I'm going to crack on into this, but yeah, it should be interesting for all the wrong reasons. Okay, let's do this. I'm not sure what to expect, although I see inside a little bit that there's lots of just packing materials. So that's what I'm expecting to see first. Yep. Receipt. Might need that. Alright, I'm just not sure how they've done it under here, so I just don't want to do spoilers. Okay, I'm glad we have that much stuff. Oh, isn't that funny where it says fragile? Okay, we might be okay, because we've got these sort of bundled, although a bit of damage there, but we might be okay. So what I'm going to do is just take the layers out, because it's going to be very hard to film me unboxing this massive book. Oh, shrapnel everywhere. There's another bundle there. Yeah, a little bit of side damage, so we might be okay again. Keep going here. Yeah, we bought a lot because it was on lots on sale, and there was some great bargains. Oh, that one's a little bit. Maybe that's just the way it's packaged. Yeah, it might be the way it's taped. It's a little bit ski whiff. So there's another one. Yes, this is the mother load of new LPs. Okay, so that should be right. Whoa. Still going? It's going to be fun cleanup. Oh, this must be the last one. Yeah. Okay. That should be fine. Well, I'm pretty sure the rest is just more and more packaging. Yeah. So, obviously just going to get the box right out of there, and we'll just do this one bundle at a time. Okay, so this is what it's come down to, and I'm feeling a lot better about this now. It just, didn't look very good. And what we've got here, we've got 5 separate bundles. They look very well packaged. Never had a problem with iMusic's stuff before. This is just different because we bought so many together. So yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'll just do this one at a time to make it more camera friendly, I suppose. Okay, so I just picked one at random, just done the quick snippy here just to see how this unfolds. But again, I just want to make sure we don't do spoilers. So I'm just going to lift the camera up for a second, just to make sure. Okay, so you get a bit of spoiler. Oh. So yeah, I'll do this so yeah, we avoid spoilers now. All right, first up, this is an album that I got for a great bargain, hugely on sale. I've been trying to get more of this artist's work, but it's usually just too damn expensive, even in reissues. This one came down to $26.49. Now, post all up, we got 25 items, and I think, just off the top of my head, because it's been a couple of months, I'm pretty sure to post each was under $3 Australian, somewhere around that. Might even be cheap. I can't remember exactly, but that's just off the top of my head. So if you add $3 per, even on top of this price, $26.49 for this one, Australian, bloody great price, and that is Bobby Hutcherson's Medina, and it is a tone poet pressing as well, the Blue Note tone poet. So again, not that I'm, that worried about collecting tone poets. It's just an extra bonus that it's supposed to be the higher end Blue Note pressing, and for $26.49 Australian. Wow, I just had to get it. So this one is mid-60s, I believe, from the great vibraphone player, playing vibes here. And with a cracking lineup there, Harold Land. I'm not sure if this is one of his first forays into playing with Harold Land or recordings, which was a great long partnership. We got Stanley Cowell on piano, Reggie Johnson bass, and Joe Chambers on drums. So, yeah, this is fantastic. Now, I believe this was a late, like it was recorded around the mid-60s, but not actually firstly released until later on, like 1980 or something. But it's still a legit session. Oh no, well there we go. Sorry, it's 1969 recorded. My bad. So not quite mid, but late six. But anyway, yeah. So that makes more sense with Harold Land, I suppose, in context. But yeah, if you look there, 1980 it was first released. Still, that doesn't mean it's any sort of slouch session. Fantastic time in jazz history there. 1969, we're getting to the cusp of 70, obviously, and I'm just not sure why this one wasn't put out. Maybe there was oversaturation of albums or whatever, or maybe because they were changing to Liberty, I think, or whatever at that time, around that time. Might have been reasons, but anyway. So glad to finally get some more Bobby Hutcherson on LP, which I do not have a lot of, as I said, because of expense. And here we go with the Tone Poets. Little blurb here, cut directly from the original analog tapes, which is nice. Kevin Gray, remastered or whatever, mastered. 180 grammar at RTI. So yeah, it's supposed to be a bit more special there, and obviously still nice to see a Rudy Van Gelder production in the very late 60s there. Classy. Okay. Next up, this one is a new sort of budget reissue of a early 60s LP. And yeah, it got it pretty inexpensive. I think it only just got re-released on one of those European labels because it would be out of copyright, I would say. And yeah, look, great though. Artist here, I believe this was originally, I'm pretty sure, a Blue Note, but this has been reissued just recently on Rat Pack Records, which I think is a label from France, if memory serves. Yeah, originally this was recorded, I think, late 50s, around about 1959. Not sure when, if it was released then or the next year, but anyway. And that is Lou Donaldson. Here you can see with Swing and Soul. Yeah, even from the reproduced cover there, very much a Blue Note looking affair. Now I'm just going to refer to my notes as quickly as I can because, again, it's been so long I don't remember every purchase we made and how much. So I do have the listing here. And this one, yeah, it was $26.49 as well. So that's on a budget release label, you know, EU label. That's the same price, even though it's a great price still, you know, to get a brand new issue. That's the same price as that Tone Pod I just showed, the Bobby Hutcherson legit Blue Note one. So I suppose in one way it just reinforces how quality the other one was. Not saying this is not, but yeah, this probably definitely would have come from a digital source. But hey, I'm after it for the listening. Yeah, and let's have a quick squiz on the back because you can see here they're still at least keeping faithful to the Blue Note aesthetic there on the back in reproduction. It's just bereft of any Blue Note logos or labeling or anything. I'm sure if I read those notes now, there might be a mention of Blue Note, possibly. But yeah, so I have I did have a pre-listen to this one on the YouTubes, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So I was very delighted to get it for that price. And apparently still 180 grammer. Not that it's a big deal, but hey, still nice to have a bit of heft to the LP. And then, yeah, apparently 1,000 copies worldwide, got limited. I will say these EU labels always say they're limited editions. But, you know, take that with a grain of salt. I don't care. I've got a nice inexpensive LP in my collection with some more Lou Donaldson, technically on Blue Note in a way. Okay, next up, this one is for Danny, because I actually already own this too, and I'm so glad he's getting this, and again for a freaking good price. It's the sort of thing that I think is like, well, I'd almost say it's essential in a way. It's a record in my teenage years, knew back to front. And that is Public Enemy's Yo Bum Rush, the show here. It is on Def Jam, so still they're toting the Def Jam label there, which is fantastic. So even better. Now, the price though, we're talking about even better. The price was an astonishing $18.99 Australian, so basically $19 Australian, plus a couple of dollars a post. Nice. Yeah, and apparently too that the vinyl inside is coloured fruit punch or something. Fruit punch vinyl. I'm not going to be opening it to show you because that's not my record. But yeah, it's got a little bit of an extra thing there. But how good is this LP? Their debut LP from, what is it, 87, 88? 87, there it is, yeah. So good. Well, I think. Yeah, some of it starts to sound, some of the sounds that can sound a little bit, I don't want to say dated, but, you know, definitely dated to the time, some of it, but just a lot of it's just phenomenal. Starting off with the fantastic You're Gonna Get Yours. I mean, damn. Oh, there's so many good songs on here. I don't even want to even get me started because, yeah, I think it's just totally classic. And at that price, kudos, Danny. You got a bargain and an awesome record on Def Jam. Lovely. All right. We'll crack on because we've got so many LPs to get through. This one is not for me either. And this one is a cracking bargain because there was two versions of this, I believe. A regular edition, and then this is like a deluxe edition. And the deluxe edition, dead set, was like, I think the same price as the other one, or maybe 50 cents more, or something ridiculously close, saving a huge ton of money to get like, I think it's a 3 LP thing, and that is Norah Jones, Little Broken Hearts. I actually quite like that cover. I'm shocked. I didn't expect that from a Norah Jones. Yeah, and yeah, she's looking pretty damn nice there. But yeah, I like, it's got a bit of some different sort of font action and stuff happening here. Yeah, wow. So this, is, if I just hold up here, you'll see here. I don't know if that's trifold there. I think that's trifold. No, it might be. Is that attached, or unless there's another one floating in there? But it's definitely. Oh no, it's not trifold. My bad. It's just like a wider sleeve, and you pull the LPs out. My bad. So let's have a look on the back here. Yeah, 3 LPs for the bonus edition here, made in Germany, which is nice. Yeah, it's a Blue Note production here through you and me. So that's what I mean. The cover is just so not Blue Note, is it? It looks like a sort of, I don't know, almost like a horror shock poster kind of motif, sort of aesthetic here. This is really cool, but yeah, so not typical Blue Note, is it? Which is very nice. So yeah, you get the original album, bonus tracks, remixes, and a live one, and it's made in Germany. So I don't know if that's from Optimal, somewhere like that. But anyway, price. Now this is the thing. Let me just go back and check the price, because yeah, you wouldn't believe it. I think actually it was the same price as just the regular one. $30.49 Australian for all that. Now, yes, you had to pay triple the post, but again, the post wasn't expensive. So, it might have been about $9. Whoopta. For 3 LPs like that in a lovely package. How good is that? When was it first released? There we go. Is that 2023? So it's fairly new as well. So, 2 years old and at that price. How nice is that? So yeah, Danny, I'm sure you'll get some money's worth there. Even the cover is very nice. All right, cracking along. Oh, the next one. This one is one I ordered, and again, it's similar to the one I showed before. This is another EU reissue, be out of copyright reissue of a awesome album from 1962 again, which was a Blue Note, again on Rat Pack Records here, and again it's Lou Donaldson, and this one is Gravy Train. How good is that cover? Really like that strong monochromatic sort of orange cover there. Yeah, with a pretty stripped back. I don't know if it's a quartet, maybe a quintet there with the congas. I don't have the congas are on every track. But again, a really nice LP. Same deal as before. Apparently limited 1,000 copies. Yeah, 100 gram there at least. But it still looks the biz, except it just doesn't have the Blue Note logos, but it still has the Blue Note aesthetic here, and it even has the original sort of advertising down the bottom of previous albums from Lou Donaldson. So look, yeah, that's fantastic. Even though it will be from digital sources, apparently remastered, but anyway. So yeah, this is again, I checked out this LP on YouTube first, and it sounded really good to me. I really liked it. So snatch that one up, and let's just let me just check the pricing on this one. Give me a second. Oh yeah, this one, bargain as well. $18.99. So $19 Australian plus a couple of bucks post, whatever. So damn, that's pretty good. It's about $22 Australian, maybe around there. And yeah, I know it's not the legit Blue Note thing, but I've never really, I don't think I've ever had any problems with these. Oh, maybe once from one of these EU companies, maybe one little flaw, but usually they sound really nice, and they're well pressed and well packaged. I just hope there's a poly liner in there somewhere. So yeah, two more Lou Donaldsons for me at bargain prices. Nice. So let's crack on into the second big bundle here. Okay, so the next one, look, I'm really getting my sort of Blue Note feel here. And this one is a Blue Note reissue on the classic vinyl series. So yeah, it's not the tone pole, but who cares? These are usually pretty nice, particularly if they line them with the poly inner rather than just the paper. And yeah, this one I thought I'd take a punt. I know I have heard a bit of this, and read up about this sort of act. I don't know, iteration of musos. We're going to the early 60s again for this one. In 1961, I believe this was originally released, and that is Stanley Turrentine with the 3 sounds. So it's not just the 3 sounds, it's now 4 sounds. And it is Blue Hour. And as you can see there, we've got the 180 gram vinyl stamp of approval thing there with Kevin Gray again. So look, yeah, this will be very nice. It's just, I think, a bit of a different feel. I think, the 3 sounds are a little bit more, what would I say, accessible than some of the other acts at the time. Not that that's a bad thing. That's not always the thing I want to collect or listen to. But yeah, I thought I'd give this credit because it's obviously got Turrentine, who is fantastic, and usually produces really good albums. And the price, it was $22.99, so basically $23 Australian. As an actual Blue Note pressing, even though it's a reshoot, doesn't matter. And yeah, this one again, we've got made in Germany, even though it's like the Blue Note owned through UME, Universal. Yep, there we go. So 1961, yeah. So this is just from last year as well. So it's not that, again, as the reissue goes, it's not this particular one is not very old, so a year old or whatever, if that. Look, we've got, I'm pretty sure this has got lots of standards on. You can see there's Since I Fell For You, Willow Weep For Me. Yeah, but hey, it's Stanley Turrentine, it's Blue Note. It's just, I think, a bit more subdued, perhaps, and accessible. But again, for the price, okay, there's something a bit different here every now and again. A lovely Francis Wolff, I dare say, cover photo, which is nice. That might even be in probably in Rudy Gelder's recording studio. This the second one. It looks the custom built one, I would say, up in New Jersey. Yeah, that's just from memory. And yeah, cover photo Francis Wolff there, and Reed Miles on the design again, and Rudy Van Gelder. on the recording. So yeah, very happy again to get a nicely priced Blue Note. All right, what's next up here? This one is not for me. And it's for my man Danny, and yeah, this one was a good purchase. Glad he's gotten this, and that is Isaac Hayes' Truck Turner soundtrack LP. Nice new reissue here. It does say here it was an RSD Black Friday thing. Not sure if that's from last year. We'll find out soon when, I suppose. But yeah, great soundtrack here. This one's 2 LP set, both 180 grams. But also, this is a bonus again. If you like that sort of thing, it's apparently on purple vinyl. Translucent, I should say, purple vinyl. AAA mastering as well. So, yeah, I've got a copy of this old school one, but yeah, this probably will sound better. Going off that. That looks there like that is gatefold, which is nice. Let's have a quick look at the back here. Yeah, look, this is really some nice blaxploitation soundtrack stuff from, what was that, 73 maybe, 74, just guessing from the top of my head. Now I'm just going to try to find the price on this beauty, because I know from memory he did get a good bargain on this, and that was so it was Black Friday, last year, 2024, so almost a year ago. And yeah, this was $26.49 for 2 LP Australian. Now, yeah, twice the post because it's double LP, but hey, even then, it's cracking over the $30 mark a bit for a brand new reissue on Enterprise, the subsidiary of Stax, that Isaac Hayes had going down. Yeah, there we go. So 1974. You can see that it's Stax anyway. Yeah, really, really nice LP from Isaac Hayes when he's still producing gritty stuff at the time. Yeah. So good score, mate. Looks in great condition here. Survived the bashing trip. Nice one for that price. Absolutely. Now, the next one I bought because it was, again, at a great price. I do own this on CD, and I got that pretty cheap. But when I saw the price of this, it had been on like my watch list, but sort of low, because I already had it on CD. But then when I saw the price, I didn't even blink. I went, yep. And this album's pretty good. So I didn't buy any sort of slouch album. It is a later on in this person's career, but I think there's some actually really good songs on here, and that is Paul McCartney with Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. Yeah, on 180 gram, apparently audiophile, whatever that means sometimes these days. But it is official McCartney stuff from early 2000s, I believe. And the price, I'm pretty sure I can remember off the top of my head. I'm just going to double check. Yeah. Again, $18.99, so $19 Australian, plus a couple of bucks post. So for that price, yay. Just no questions asked there. This is a 2018 reissue, apparently. I'm going to just try to see what the original year was. But yeah, so as I said, it's later in his career. But yeah, there's some really quite good songs on here. And is there any? Okay, there you go. It's saying 2005. Yeah. So I'm assuming that's when it was originally released. I thought it was a little bit earlier, but hey, 2002, but there it says it there. So I'm going to take it as that was 2005. Yeah, original release. Yeah, so I don't know what else much to say about this one, because it is later McCartney, but it's really, really well recorded. It's crystal clear, crispy stuff. Yeah, so nice to have some more McCartney on vinyl in my collection. I don't really have. I don't think I've got anything until today later than 1988 maybe. So on vinyl, that is. I've got some other CDs. But yeah, very nice to get that one on vinyl. All right, and rocking along. We're still going with this bundle. We're back to the Blue Note thing. And this one's been on my list quite recently for, sort of mid on my list, because I'm still discovering a lot of the Blue Note stuff from the classic years. And this was, again, a really great bargain. And in fact, I believe they've made this a gatefold from an artist who probably doesn't get as much... it's not as known, not as much notoriety these days, as much as some of the other bigger Blue Note artist names from the 50s and 60s. And this one, again, is a bloody tone poet. And that is Up and Down by Horace Parlan. Fantastic. So, yeah, and you can see here, again, we've got the spiel here about being cut directly from analog tapes, that sort of stuff. And yeah, Rudy again, Kevin Gray again. So, and RTO again. So yeah, great to have this classic album. I'm just gonna quickly check right now for the pricing. Tone Poet, $22.99, so $23 Australian. Damn. What the? And yeah, so you see there, it's gatefold in there, hiding in there. That squeeze on the back here. Obviously got Horace Parlan on piano, but we've also joined by Grant Green. And George Tucker bass, Al Harewood on drums, and we've got Booker Irvin on tenor sax here. So we've got a nice fleshed out band here. Year-wise, there we go, 1961, so nice early 60s time for Blue Note. Great era. Getting to the modern things, post-bop stuff. Yeah, three tracks per side, so fairly stretched out tunes. Yeah, this is going to be great. And especially the gatefold is interesting because I'm sure that's not an original thing. I don't really remember them having... I mean, I don't know everything, but my knowledge is gatefolds, Blue Note back in that day. I didn't think that happened. So that'll be interesting to see what you get with that. I think that's just part of the Tone Poet series thing where they're maybe giving a little more for the money. But yeah, wow. So chuffed about the price on that and getting that one. And the quality should be fantastic. Alrighty, the next one I'm very, very excited about because this one has been quite pricey lately when it came out as a reissue. It's a 2 LP affair, and again, it's a Blue Note affair, but a later Blue Note affair. We're talking about early 70s, I believe, for this one. I think it was recorded. I don't know if it was originally released back in the day. I think it was released in the mid-90s, perhaps, but was definitely recorded like in about 1970. And that is Lonnie Smith live at Club Mozambique. You can see the 2 LPs. Really nice cover too. I like that. Yeah, I love my Lonnie Smith stuff. Cooking that organ, which you'd be doing at this time. Might be synths, but that's all right by me. And you know, obviously recorded at a prime time when he'd released a few of his solo LPs around the late 60s and 1970. But we get this lovely 180 grams thing happening. Wow. And mastered from the original analog tapes. Let's have a look-see. So nice and stretched out songs like that in the live setting, so they'll be really hopefully cooking on that. Unabated in the live setting here. Personnel, well, let's have a look. Look at that. So we've got Dave Hubbard on tenor sax. We've got Ronnie Cuba on I'm assuming that's baritone sax. George Benson on guitar in 1970. That's great. And then Joe Dukes on drums. Gary Jones, I'm not sure about. Clifford Mack on tambourine. Lovely. Now, Blue Note Rare Groove series produced by Michael Kuskuna. That would have been probably, I'd say that's brings into the 90s first issue, perhaps. Let's have a look down here and get some more information there. Yeah, there we go. So they're saying copyright 1995, even though it's recorded in 1970. Check that. Yeah, there you go. Detroit, Michigan, May 25th, 1970. So we've got the right era there, just reissued again. But yeah, that's cracking. Now, talk about cracking. Let's see if we can check out the price. Okay, this one, it's a bit more than some of the other ones here, but still, this is a great price for this record at the time of recording. $34.49 Australian. So yeah, that is at the moment, that's a really good price. I've never seen it that low at the moment. Yeah, maybe in the years to come it'll come down even more, but it's still a newish reissue and 2 LP and a great artist there. So yeah, I'm liking it. The price, I'll take that any day. All right, now to the next bundle, the third one. So this next one is actually the LP that held up the whole bundle. I purchased it because it's great price. They had it where they had to order it in from their supplier. We waited. All the other ones came in. Then I finally, after a while, got a message saying, hey, the supplier said they can't supply it. We can try another supplier. Do you want to wait? And I was like, yeah, I want to wait. I want to make sure I get this for this price, at least try. And so we waited again over another month or so. And finally, the other week, they said it came in. I was very relieved. And this comes from, I think, 1969. Quite a well-known LP here. And that is Tony Williams' Lifetime Emergency. Which is, it's on Polydor here. Originally, you can see here that's Verve by request. So, yeah, not sure about that part. And it's one of those third man pressings in Detroit. 180 gram audiophile, quality vinyl apparently, and I believe this is the 2 LP. Now, the price of this, because this usually goes for heaps. The second-hand ones do. The new ones, I think originally this was supposed to be like a $65 set at least. This one came down to $26.49 for this fantastic audiophile 2LP product. $26.49, so it was worth the wait. Gatefold there. Looks in cracking condition here. And let's have a look-see in here. So lots of stressed out sort of fusion-esque records, early day sort of I'd say sort of fusion as such. Yeah, do that. And I think this is the one with Larry Young on organ, pretty sure. This one with Jack Bruce on bass. Yeah. So to get that at that cracking price, even though I had to wait, is worth it. And that's a heavy unit right there on the 2LP. So yes, lovely. Next up, again, got this one for a really good price. Been curious about this LP for a while. I actually have purposely not streamed this one. I just wanted to, every now and again, I like to sort of hear something for the first time roaring and give something a punt. I do have some records from this artist, which are great. Stuff he did in the 70s for CTI. But this is an earlier one from the late 60s. From an awesome guitar player, and that is Gabor Szabo The Sorcerer, which originally was on Impulse release. Recorded live at the Jags Workshop, Boston. So again, it's another third man pressing, 180 gram thing, verb by request. Let's quickly see the price of this, cracking price, $22.99 Australian. So 23 Australian plus a bit of post. Not even cracking the $30 all up. And I've never seen it that low for this legit product. It again looks like it's a gatefold reissue. Yeah. So that's lovely. Now, Gabor Szabo, I believe he's Polish. Is that correct? I think Polish guitarist. Made a great name for himself in the US. Yeah, produced by Bob Thiel as well, which is interesting. So what have we got down here? I'll just pick that up to see if we can see that closer there. There we go. Yeah, 1967. This one reissued 2 years ago. Yeah, so 1967. So it will be different to the 70s CTI stuff I've got of his. I do have a greatest hits from around this time, so it's possible I do have some of these tracks on this LP. But it's great to have the full thing in context here as a live album. Yeah, an Impulse album. Look, I wanted to double check that. Yep, we still get the signature Impulse spine there, which is nice. Okay, thank you. Next up, this one. I'm pretty sure I got this for a pretty cracking price again. That is the theme of today's haul. Yeah, I've got a couple of LPs from this artist. This one is, I think, a later. Oh no, sorry, it's not a later on this one. It's an early album, but this is again one of those EU reissues on Rat Pack Records, which I'm absolutely okay with. And that is Jackie McLean with Jackie's Bag. Yeah, it might be 1961. I think we just go in here. It's saying 1961 copyright there. Yeah, so interesting cover for the time. And we've got some nice high shelf players here. Look at that. We've got Donald Byrd, Sonny Clark, Paul Chambers and Philly Joe Jones. That might be one set or session, and then we've got Blue Mitchell and probably, you know, replacing Donald Byrd. We've got Tina Brooks, Kenny Drew, and still got Paul Chambers. But then it says, I don't understand this here. It's across it. What? Art Sailor. It's got Art Taylor. So I'm not sure what that's all about. As they say in Canadian land. But again, yeah, you can see we've got the typical Blue Note aesthetic here, although the front cover is not that typical sort of Blue Note design, which is nice to mix it up. So yeah, anyway, we can see there we've got kind of the two sessions, obviously, with different musos, but that's okay, just to mix it up a bit here. But yeah, this is the reissue again, bereft of the Blue Note logos anywhere, except for they didn't even see there. Look, they've left them on there. They didn't bother going, let's scrap the Blue Note logo there. Oh, they still have it. Yeah, they still do. So we just don't have the big ones over here. Yeah, Jackie McLean, you know, you got to love his stuff. He just comes up with the goods on sax, and we've got a cracking post-bop package here from 1961, and price you ask, $23 Australian. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. Yeah, look, they can tell me all of this collector's edition stuff, blah, 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 but hey, it's just nice and inexpensive to get that Blue Note reissue. And next up, as if one of those wasn't enough, we'll just crack into this one because it's another Jackie McLean early edition here. And this one is, I think, from the year before, in 1960, Capuchin Swing. Or is it Capuchin? Capuchin? I'm going to say Capuchin Swing. And again, we've got Blue Mitchell, Paul Chambers, and even Art Taylor there on drums. This time, though, we've got Walter Bishop Jr., early Walter Bishop Jr. recording here, where he'll be no doubt playing a piano. Again, we've got the usual stuff here from Rat Pack, claiming their stuff about limited copies and all that sort of stuff. And it says there, yeah, 1960 copyright originally there. Blue Note aesthetic on the back, again in keeping with the Blue Note theme here. So yeah, look, this is again great stuff to have. Great quality stuff here, and the price for this one was the same as the last one, $22.99. So both of these Rat Pack reissues at the same price. Yeah. So, man, 2 Jackie McLeans down for a great price. Last one in this bundle. This one is not for me. This is for Danny. I've got some hip hop here, and yeah, I've noticed he's been getting a fair bit of this person. I know it's high on his priorities, which is Pete Rock. But this is Pete Rock and the Soul Brothers. Pete Instrumentals 3. Cool cover. Now, this one, the price, just to check in, this is probably one of the more expensive ones of the whole big bundle. That's $36. $36 from apparently 2020. So let's have a look at this one. On the back, I'm not sure it's going to say much, give away much here. fair few tracks. Let's have a look here. Oh, that's not Christian McBride, it's Christopher McBride. Does it give me much here? Yeah, there we go, 2020. So yeah, look, I can't tell you much about this one because I don't know really anything about this one. But interesting that it's, and the Soul Brothers, that it's got some live instrumentation as well on it. I'm not sure it's over the top of samples or not. No idea. But anyway, nice and cracking new in the bundle. Onwards with package number 4. So the first one in this 4th bundle, again, is an absolute bloody bargain. Look, we continue on the Blue Note train here, and the Tone Pot train, and this is from a fantastic guitarist on Blue Note. This is again not totally early Blue Note, because you'll be able to tell by the title, sort of give away at least a ballpark. I think it is originally released in 1966, this one. So a little bit later in this guitarist's career, but not way later. We're not. He's started to be an established name and sort of authority by this time, and had a fair few releases under his belt, as well as lots of sideman work. That is Grant Green, I Want to Hold Your Hand. Now, obviously, doesn't take an expert here to understand that that is a Beatles cover or reference, whatever. So that's what I'm saying about, look, time-wise, 1966, we're getting to the later sort of Beatles stuff, but, at least it's going to be post-63 or whatever. Is it 63? But anyway, you'll see here, Tone Pot. Again, the same credentials here. Rudy Van Gelder, Kevin Gray, RTI, la la la. So, high quality stuff here from Blue Note. Again, we've got this gatefold presentation. But the price, now, the price is just fantastic. Again, $18.99 Australian, plus a bit of post, because it's a single LP. So, yay for a Tone Pot. Wow. And for Grant Green. So, Blue Note. Awesome-o. Let's have a turn around here and have a look. Okay, so who we got here? We got Hank Mobley. Nice. Tenor sax. Larry Young. Nice. Organ and Elvin Jones on drums. Wow. What a cracking lineup that is. That's given me all tingly feelings. So we got 6 tracks again. The classics are 3 and 3, 3 side A, 3 side B, sort of jazz listings, which is nice to have, because you get some quality time put into these tracks and stretching out a bit. But not too long that they overstay their welcome, as some people say, who are very clever. And look, this is a legit Blue Note reissue. So obviously we're going to have the legit Blue Note aesthetic, but even the Rat Pack ones are similar, and having the previous album listings here too, which is very nice here. Because as you can see there, Grant Green on Blue Note, going back to probably 1960, 1961, I think. Then see down here, 66, reissue 2023. So it's not that old, this reissue, 2 years if that. But again, Tone Pot for under $20. What the? And that's a nice hefty bit of packaging there. Yeah, so looking forward to that amongst so many others. But how good is that to have at that price? Yeah, almost inconceivable, some of these prices, really. Moving on now. This is very much in the same sort of spirit and vein in terms of Blue Note, in terms of tone pot, in terms of price. Such a great price. We bought it twice. Because I put Danny onto this and said, hey, get you some of this at this price. And yeah, so this is a bit different. 2 copies, because one for me, one for him. Again, I think it was at the $18.99 price for these tone poets. And classic album here, A Caddy for Daddy by Hank Mobley. And as you can see, in stereo, in a way, yeah. So look, I'll just put one of those aside, and have a crack and look at this Caddy for Daddy. Great cover, too, from the 60s here. Check out the lineup there. Lee Morgan making a Blue Note appearance here. We've got Curtis Fuller, who's a fantastic trombone player. McCoy Tyner, yeah, of John Coltrane fame, I suppose, and then his own stuff. Bob Cranshaw played on lots of stuff, and Billy Higgins picking up the rhythm there. Yeah, now just want to see here if there's anything different there. Same spiel there. And let's turn around here. Same aesthetic, Blue Note stuff. Yeah, we're going for down here. Give it out. Yeah, 1966 as well. Just like the Grant Green. So we're going the mid-60s thing. Starting to mix up the styles a bit by the mid-60s here. But yeah, great LP here. 5 tracks. Yeah, we've got a Wayne Shorter track on there, which is nice. The rest are all Hank Mobley originals. And I think I mentioned, yeah, oh look, gatefold as well. How good is that? So yeah, just gonna double check because I'm pretty sure, yeah, $18.99. Yep, $18.99. Single LP, but yeah, plus a bit of post. So again, what about $21 all up Australian for a tone poet for a Hank Mobley one? Yeah, wow. What can you say? Like it's so nice, you buy it twice, as I said. Okay, next up. Next one has been on my hit list for a while. This is going to actually take a bit of a break from Blue Note. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but this one I got for a really good price because to buy this is usually costly as well. To get the original of this is costly. I do have another one of the records from this artist. I think it was the one before this one. I believe it was released on Enterprise Records / Stax at the time in 1971. And yeah, really happy to finally get this. And that is David Porter's Victim of the Joke and Opera. A bit of a concept sort of album, as it says there. Now, this is a craft recording. This is very nice too, a reissue. Claiming that it's the first time reissued on vinyl, which is pretty exciting, being that originally this was a 1971 LP. Yeah, so I know we get a lot of the Isaac Hayes stuff, being that these two, Isaac Hayes, David Porter, were a sort of songwriting duo in the 60s. I don't know if they ever did anything in the 70s together. And obviously Isaac Hayes, career really took off. And fame and notoriety. David Porter's, I would have to say, not as much. Which is a bit of a shame, I suppose, too, for him. And this is on Enterprise, which is that subsidiary that is mostly associated with Isaac Hayes in the 70s, particularly early 70s, first half. So it's good to see that he gets his own, another LP. I'm not sure if he had more than 2 LPs, by the way, solo stuff. He did write for other people. And I'm not sure if this was, again, at the time when Stax went, right, let's just record a bunch of stuff. And everyone was recording stuff and getting it out there to try to bolster up their listings as such after the sort of rip-off of, was it not Mercury? Atlantic, sorry. So, yeah, bit of a kooky concept here. Him being in the clown suit stuff. Do you take it as a joke? Is it a joke? But no, I've there's some good stuff on here. So because I couldn't get it really for a good price or good condition as a original, went down the reissue track, which is nice because it should sound fantastic. But yeah, really looking forward to getting my teeth sunk into this LP from 71. Great year. And I know this is where Porter was sort of starting to do some different stuff as well. I do like his first album as well. I think it was the first one. But yeah, came down in price finally, so I snapped it up. Now, price-wise, wasn't, again, the cheapest LP in the bunch. But in terms of this reissue and the prices I have seen it for, it was $35.99, 36 Australian. But that's okay. It was still a markdown, a sale item. So I'm happy to get that at that price and pay a little bit more for it, especially as an all analog mastering or remastering or whatever. 180 gram and being a craft recording should be pretty schmick right about there. Yeah, and I didn't have to bust the bank too hard to get a copy of this. All right, and last one from this fourth bundle. This one is not for me. This one is for Danny. So again, I'm going to tell you, I can't tell you really much about this except for what I read on it. But this is why it's the whole darn family has arrived. Look at that, likely suspects there. That's kooky stuff right about there. So we're having a look up here. We've got a funk music rarity featuring 7 minutes of funk sampled by Jay-Z, Wu-Tang Clan, Biggie Smalls, and more. Yeah, I heard something about this, but I don't really know much about it, to be honest. I'm actually very intrigued by this LP. Looks like the sort of thing I need to come and get myself. But anyway, so what do we got here? We got there originally, 1976. That's why it looks like that. Very much the part. So it looks like a nice funky affair here. But yeah, obviously it's probably been made, given more notoriety now because of the sampling, more contemporary sampling now. Yeah, you got me very intrigued here, Mr. Danny D. Calvin Book of 1976. So, wow, I'm liking what I see. And price-wise, for the whole darn family, yeah, okay. Quite reasonable here for the sort of reissue, $28.49. It's under the 30. Just cracking it when you put the post on. Look, I have heard of the whole darn family, but not a lot. I'm going to be honest. It's something now I'm going to have to really look for because my interest is very much peaked at the moment. Looks actually quite indie, the cover, doesn't it? I'm not sure if it is at the time, because even that, like the aesthetic of it, just looks quite, independently done, not too extravagant. Amherst Records. I wonder if that was the original label. That's what it's saying then. Amherst there. So that does not ring any bells. Hence why it's probably a originally was an independent thing. We shall find out. Wow. So there we go. Whole darn family definitely has now finally arrived. Okay, and now the final bundle. So the Blue Note acquisitions continue with this reissue, classic vinyl series reissue from I think last year. So again, this pressing is quite a new one. This reissue pressing from a fantastic saxophonist here from Blue Note. This is from the classic vinyl series. Getting to the mid 60s again, and very nice to own this one by Dexter Gordon, Getting Around. So I believe this is like 1966. Now this one again is an official Blue Note one, as you can see there, not the Rat Pack one. But yeah, this is it wasn't not totally cheap, but it was definitely came down in price. I think it was about $28. Dexter Gordon, yeah, $28.49. But still, a great price for this Blue Note, authentic Blue Note reissue via UME or whatever, which I'm very happy about. 180 grammer again, Kevin Gray involved, and mastered from analog tapes, original analog tapes. So that, probably gives it a bit more kudos to the price. But hey, it was still a reduced price, and I have never seen it that cheap, brand new. We can see here we've got Bobby Hutcherson on this one, playing the vibes, which is nice. Bob Crenshaw, Billy Higgins again. Let's have a look on the back. We've got Barry Harris on piano. I've only heard a couple of times, I've seen his name, so not as familiar for me. As a piano player, that's not to say anything bad about it. I just, I think I've only seen his name come up a couple of times and don't really know much about him, to be honest. Now, we're talking about 1966, perhaps. I'm just going to go down here. Yeah, there you go. Originally released 66. And then, last year, 2024. Yeah, nice to get some more Dexter Gordon, who I've been really on a journey of discovering myself, to be honest. In fact, not to sound like, showing off or anything, but all the ones they're showing there, all the other LPs of his there, I actually now own on vinyl in different forms. Some are the EU cheaper reissues, where they take away the Blue Note logo, like here, I've got that one and that one. I think of the EU ones. I think even that one. I think I've got those two, those Blue Note classic ones. But yeah, look, so I'm actually starting to really bolster up my Dexter Gordon there, where I've had big gaps for ages, and didn't really know much about him. And so glad I've been discovering him in the last couple of years. And snapping up anything that's a great price. So yeah, again, we've got the classic 3 and 3 track for each side configuration here, which is nice to give some stretching out a bit. With Bobby Hutcherson on vibes is always a treat here. Solid rhythm section as such again. I don't know if I've actually streamed this one. I think this one I purposely didn't. Nice to have some surprises. But again, at that price, fantastico. More Blue Note to come with this one, which is an older LP. I think we're going back to the late 50s, but potentially very early 60s, maybe 1960. But Might have even been recorded maybe around 59. Yeah, and again, I've been waiting for this one to come down in price. I have so many LPs by this artist and this sort of configuration, I'll say. And that is some more Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers with Meet You at the Corner of the World. Now, this is volume 1 of 2. I don't think they did 3. I might be wrong. They might have snuck in a third one, but I'm pretty sure there was 2 only. Now, the second one wasn't marked down. This one was. Again, we've got the legit Blue Note Classic Vinyl Series shtick there. With all the expected features and credits. But yeah, let's have a look back, digging back on this one here. Now, who was in the Jazz Messengers configuration at the time? Well, we've got Lee Morgan, Wayne Shorter, Bobby Timmons, and Jamie Merritt. Nice. So, yeah, that gives you a bit of a clue into when this would have been recorded with that particular iteration of the Jazz Messengers with Art Blakey at the helm. Now, let's have a look. It does give the spiel about volume 1 and 2, which is interesting. And up here, sorry, I didn't notice before holding this there. It's one of those situations where Blue Note chose to list the track listing of both volumes on the same one, which can sometimes be tricky if you don't read it. It says volume 1 and 2, and then you only get in the one volume. So this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tracks here. And let's have a look down here if we can see the listing. Yeah, there we go. Originally released 1960. So, as I said, it's potentially could have been recorded the year before. Now, I believe this is a, my understanding is this is a live LP. I can't tell you straight away because it'll probably bore you if I keep reading through this. But anyway, look, with that lineup, being on Blue Note, hey, there'll be some cracking stuff on here. Look, even though I've got a ton of Art Blakey stuff from the time. Now, yeah, recording still like, yeah, Rudy Van Gelder, which is to be expected, and I was hoping for anyway. And a Reed Miles cover design there. The cover photo, they're not taken by Francis Lyon, Herb Schnitzer. Apparently. Yeah. But yeah, so this is going to be one of those things now. I'm going to be compelled to have to still get volume 2. And I probably would have done had they marked it down like this one. So just to let you know the price of this one, $26.49. So not a bad price again. I think it was in the sort of originally in the mid 30s, like 35 or whatever. So about $10 off, somewhere around there. Yeah, not much more to say about that except great quality, I'm sure, is to be had on that. Next one, I've got a few from this artist. Look, I'm not always that enamored by everything this artist does. He does have some good stuff. He's got a great association with Roy Ayers in the 70s. This is one of his own solo albums. And again, the price, I have never seen this good for this particular album. So I snapped it up with the price, and that is Edward Birdsong. And I don't know, it's just titled Edward Birdsong. Apparently, look at that, 45th anniversary edition, limited to 750 copies. Apparently, well, they mustn't have sold out very fast, unfortunately. Fortunately for me in a way, because I got it for a good price. And you'll see there, crystal clear and transparent green marbled vinyl. Not sure why it's green marbled. perhaps because it says Coca-Cola bottle baby. So maybe they're trying to make it look like a Coca-Cola bottle sort of colour. I would assume. Includes insert, 180 gram, claiming audio file, vinyl, whatever that should mean. But it is a music on vinyl one, and they mostly come through music on vinyl with their reissues here with Edward Birdsong. Yeah, let's have a look at the back. It's in a special opening cover. That's interesting. Interesting enough. Now, what was that originally on? Is that Philly? Yeah. So you can just see Philadelphia International Records originally. Year was, well, there we go, 1979. So we are later in Edward Birdsong's 70s career there. Yeah, so being on Philly, being 79, I'm expecting it to be a much more club-orientated affair. And you can even see that with, titles like Kunta Dance. They look like sort of clubby sort of titles, don't they? Freaky Dicky Cities. Yeah. He's looking very happy there, Mr. Birdsong. So yeah, I'm not expecting this to be anything like his early stuff that's a bit more experimentally sort of funk groove, sort of layered soul stuff. But that's okay by me. To try something a bit different. Now, price-wise for Mr. Birdsong, this is only like $22.99, $23 for a nice music on vinyl reissue. So I thought, hey, I'll give this a punt, and I purposely again didn't stream it. I didn't want spoilers. I thought, you know, this could be hit or miss for $79. But at that price, I thought I'd give a punt on some more Edward Birdsong stuff. I think I got 2 of his other previous LPs. But yeah, look, sure, he's probably trying to hit the clubs and be more commercial oriented here. That's okay. We'll see how we go for 79. As long as it's not too disco clubby cliched, we might be right. Next one. This one is going back a little bit early in the 70s. Yeah, this one is from 1972, and it's a bit of an oddity in a way. And this is by Robbie McNear on RCA. Yeah, which I can't tell you too much about Robbie McNear. He's got an interesting voice. I will say sometimes I think his voice doesn't quite cut it. He's got really good intentions. Maybe that's why he wasn't as known. But yeah, this is another music on vinyl reissue here, limited 750. Similar to the Birdsong one, but this one is on red coloured vinyl. Not sure why red, because this is not quite red. This is more tan in here, so not sure about the red and the why. Digging the afro though, Ronnie. And look, it really does look like a early 70s affair here, which I like. I like the sort of simple, austere design here. See down here, we've got 1972, and again, reissued last year by Sony / Music on Vinyl, Yeah, look, I've had a listen to this, and yeah, it's sort of a bit up and down. There's some funky sort of groovy music stuff. Just think sometimes his vocals don't quite cut it. That's the only thing I'd say, but I still thought I'd give it a crack at the price. Now the price was the same, $22.99. So the same markdown and ballpark as the Edward Birdsong one. But yeah, I thought it's still a nice, interesting enough sort of oddity from that time. Yeah, some nice stuff on here, but as I said, his vocals, yeah, just were a bit more on the money. I think you'd have a stronger album, and it might have been a bigger album, I would say. Interesting, it was on RCA at the time. So yeah, but yeah, instrumentation is sort of nice and groovy, funky from 72. A nice cover too. I really like that cover. It really is of the times, isn't it? Okay, now cracking down to the last one in this massive haul. This one is not for me. I do own it though. And when I saw the price, I highly recommended it to Danny and said, hey, recommend you get this for this price. Great artist, cracking LP, I reckon. Blue Note again, yes, classic vinyl series. And another Jackie McLean. This one is Destination Out. Yeah. And if you look at this lineup too, we've got Bobby Hutcherson as well on there. We've got Grantian Moncur III. I'm going to assume maybe on trombone on this one. I think he plays different instruments, but I'm trying to remember. Yeah. And same spiel here with the 180 grammar thing. Kevin Gray, la la la. Now, just while I'm showing that there, the price though for Mr. Jackie McLean, yeah, like $18.99. $19 Australian. So cheaper than I think I got mine for. Yeah, so hey, that's a fantastic price for a legit Blue Note reissue of a Jackie McLean LP here. Year-wise, I think this one's a bit later in the mix, isn't? I think, yeah, 1964. So it's not really early on, but we're getting to the mid-60s there. Starting to experiment a bit more with the sort of new thing sound kind of stuff. And with Bobby Hutcherson on, yeah. And there we go. Sorry, there's Moncur with trombone. Yep, trombone there. Sorry, Roy Haynes, by the way. Feel bad, I forgot to mention the great Roy Haynes on drums. There, Larry Ridley on bass. So yeah, look, I think you made a wise purchase there, Danny. You won't be disappointed with that bit of investment there, which is not, breaking the budget. But yeah, as a Blue Note Classic Vinyl Series 1, wow, what a fantastic price. And after that, that ends the long journey of this massive iMusic bundle that could have been a debacle with the issues with the outer box. But look, kudos to them. They've come through with the way they packaged and parceled this, the forethought to really use these nice sort of mailers as such. These so rock solid. They didn't get any damage anyway, and then the way they've really bolstered up the rest of the box with all that extra sort of cardboard, padding or shock oops or whatever. Yeah, got to give the people at iMusic the kudos there that they came through with that. And look, it's worth the wait with those fantastic prices. Hope you got something out of that. Lots more to listen to. I'll see you later.